Our guest speaker today is Mark DuVal, a regulatory affairs attorney and president of DuVal and Associates, who is nationally recognized as an expert in the field of medical device and pharmaceutical regulation, and is well connected and respected by the FDA. Mark is also a member of the Scsu Medtech Industry Advisory Board and instructor for the Master in Regulatory Affairs program.
We need people who really understand what the industry is all about, what it means to make submissions to the FDA, how FDA is going to regulate us. We need people who have that understanding. There's no better way to get that than to be taught by someone who's actually been there, done that, and has spent their time there. So we are looking for students who are being taught by others who are not academics, who are not talking in abstractions. We're looking for students who are being taught by people who've been in the trenches and who really know what they're talking about. And I think that's what industry leaders are looking for. And we're here to bring better therapies to the marketplace. So I love that. We're bringing good therapies to people, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. So that's what I find, I think, most rewarding. It's just the intellectual challenge and the art of communication, and the fact that in the end result is we're bringing really good products to people who need them. As the arena gets more highly and highly regulated, there are lots of opportunities for people who specialize in this agency or these series of agencies and can understand how to navigate their way through them and translate what they're trying to accomplish in the laws and the regulation and the guidance into the plant floor when it comes to the operation of your machinery, or maybe the inflow of your materials as they get applied to make these products, or to the clinical trial and what they're trying to accomplish when you're going out to monitor patients, or in regulatory affairs again when you're trying to argue that you meet the standard for a 510K. It's getting so highly regulated, and it really calls on people who have a skill set that's able to tackle that and assist their clients. You're like a counselor. This question is an extension of the previous one. I think, again, as we get more and more highly regulated, the number of jobs and the quality of jobs are going to continue to escalate. And I think the salaries are commensurate with the skill level of people that are being brought into these kinds of jobs. So I encourage you to look into it. If you like a challenge intellectually, if you like being part of something that's meaningful in terms of your input, in terms of the end result of the product that comes out, regulatory affairs and quality assurance and clinical affairs are really a great discipline. Any one of them are a great discipline for you. You're going to be a contributor to something important. I like the fact that our RAS program focuses on medical devices. As I go around the world, I was just in Atlanta speaking to the Atlanta Regulatory Affairs Professional Society, the Atlanta chapter, and there was a gentleman there from Georgia, I think it was Georgia Tech, and they have a program there as well, and he was touting it because it spans pharmaceuticals and medical devices and biologics and nutritional supplements and foods, etc. And that's all great, and we do need programs like that, but those are survey courses. Let's make no bones about it. You're not going to make a specialist in any one of those without drilling down. And we didn't try and be that. And we need people who are specializing in medical devices, especially in this area of the world, and really can drill down and understand medical devices and how they're regulated. A pharmaceutical clinical trial doesn't bear a whole lot of relationship often to a medical device clinical trial. There are practical impediments. How do you blind some devices, for example, as opposed to when it's with a drug, you can do the drug and a placebo. There's just so many differences to consider in all of these disciplines that we are proud of the fact that we are going to produce graduates that understand the medical device arena and understand it well. Hire them, because these are really good people. We know what we've put into them, and we know what's coming out the door. They are going to get some very practical experience. They are not going to be academic. They are not going to be lost in abstraction, although they're going to get some of that. They are really going to roll up their sleeves, and they're going to get some very practical thoughts about their discipline and how to approach it. And we're going to get instructors who are, are working in companies, and they're going to even share with them the dynamic of what it's like to work on a team. Maybe the team opposes your idea for implementing something, and how do you manage your way through that? We're going to teach them how to write, so they can write persuasively to their management, or maybe to the FDA. We're going to teach them just all sorts of ways to communicate and identify issues and interface with people that are going to transcend just what they're learning, but it's going to help them usefully implement what they've learned. I'd hire them.